grace to do those things that promotes the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen. The leader.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues. The next item on our order paper is approval of vote and proceeding of Tuesday, of Tuesday, 18th of January, 2024.
Distinguished colleagues, please go through the votes and proceedings of Thursday, 18 January 2024 for comments and corrections. The leader.
Mr. Speaker and esteemed honorable colleague, in the absence of any observation, objection, comment, or rejection, I rise to move for the approval of vote and proceeding of Thursday, 18th day of January 2024. Distinguished colleague, I so move.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Alami Walu Ainde, Honorable Representing Repo along the State Constituency, Minority Leader of this Assembly. I rise to second the motion as moved by the Leader of the House.
Distinguished members, those in favor that the votes and proceedings of Thursday, 18 January 2024 be approved by this Honorable House, say aye.
Aye.
Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, esteemed colleague, next item on the order paper is message from the governor.
No message from the governor.
Next item is order announcement by the Speaker.
The announcement is to review the committee that is presently considering the Oyo State's presumptive tax bill. On the day we committed the bill to the committee on House Committee on Appropriation, Budget and Appropriation, I believe. But we also stated the table. We had an issue with the table, and the people that will be taxed also has to do with commerce. So therefore, we're going to make it a joint committee between appropriation and budget alongside with commerce in order for them to carry all stakeholders along in that bill. So moving forward, we're going to make adjustments to just the appropriation. Instead of just appropriation considering the bill, we're going to make it a joint committee between the House Committee on Budget and Appropriation and the House Committee on Commerce. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, next item on the right is petition.
No petitions.
Next item is matter of urgent public importance.
No matter of urgent public importance.
Next item is personal explanation, Mr. Speaker.
No personal explanation.
We are now in the order of the paper, Mr. Speaker. And the first item to be considered in the order of the paper for this afternoon is first reading of bills. And the bill to be so considered for first reading is Emmanuel Alayande University of Education or your Amendment Bill 2024. OIHB/10/09/24. A bill for a law to amend Emmanuel Alayande University of Education or your Law 2022. Sponsor Right Honorable Adebo Ogundonyi Barapwa, Speaker, and Honorable Ehuluwa Fawakomi, Ibadan Southwest, Chairman Committee on Education, Tertiary Institution, Science and Technology, Honorable Ari Mabajaido, Honorable Sanjo Onalapo Adedoyi, Monzo South, Leader of the House, Honorable Osi Rahman, Oyo East West, Honorable M.O. Abiola Akinyele, Honorable W.K. Akintayo Oluyole, and Honorable M.O. Akande, Ibadan South East 1, co-sponsors.
Madam Clerk, the first reading. So because it is a private member bill, one of the co-sponsors, Honorable Oluwafokomi, as the major sponsor, you can read just the short title.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Oluwafokomi Oluwafemi. I represent Ibadan Southwest State Constituency 2. A bill for a law to amend Emmanuel Alayande University of Education or your Law 2022. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Has not been read for the first time. Distinguished honorable colleagues, the Emmanuel Alayande University of Education or your Amendment Bill 2024 has not been read for the first time. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, next item on the order of the day paper is another first reading of bill. And the bill to be first considered first reading now is Oyo State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development and other matter connected therewith. OIHAB/10/10/24. A bill for a law to provide for the establishment of Oyo State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development and other matter connected therewith. Honorable Sanjo Onalapo Adedoyi, Boso South, Leader of the House. First reading.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Oyo State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development Bill 2023 is being read the first time. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Distinguished honorable colleagues, the Oyo State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development and other matters connected and other matters connected therewithin has now been read for the first time. The leader, next item.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleague, next item on the order of the day paper is second reading of Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority B 2023. OYHB/10/08/24. A B for a law to provide for the establishment of the Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority for the enforcement of traffic, environmental and sanitation standard and other matters connected therewith. Honorable Senjor Onolakwa, you want us out. Leader of the House, second reading.
If you have anything to say, you can lead the...
Okay, Mr. Speaker. The bill before us this afternoon is a bill for the establishment of Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement B 2023. The bill is basically to enforce the existing laws, Mr. Speaker, and regulation relating to health and environmental standard, asset management, maintenance, and road traffic safety and maintenance, and to also to guarantee that MDA implementing those laws function within the ambit of the law, establishing them, and with respect to the rights of individuals. The authority, when established, will facilitate a working relationship with other ministry, department, and agency of government with the fee of ensuring effective exchange of information, also to achieve traffic safety and environmental sustainability within the state, and also to enable to collect data maintenance, number of database on infraction of traffic environmental law. This law, Mr. Speaker, you agree with me, cover many areas of state existing agency and the other statutory organization. It's just to make their work to be covered within the ambit of the law. Like Oyo State Road Maintenance Agency, Oyo State Traffic Maintenance Agency, there are several debates in the time past that the money being charged by them is not covered within the ambit of the function regulated and defined for them in the law. But with this bill now, it will define the function, the area to be covered, and the limitation of every agency's MDAs and water fuel. The only limitation or the only reservation I have about the bill for now is the area for your state, open hearing and grazing regulation law that the bill wants to cover. My reservation about this is purely because we have an existing law that was passed by this assembly that cover everything, but everything regarding the open hearing and grazing regulation in Oyo State. I believe that will be a duplication. So I believe by the time the bill is committed to the appropriate committee, all those ones will be appropriate there with. But beyond that, Mr. Speaker, I want to urge this honorable House that the bill should be considered for second reading and be committed to appropriate committee of the House.
Thank you. DS.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, for the first time in the history of the 10th Assembly, I may want to rise to go against this bill. And the reasons are obvious, Mr. Speaker. If we look at this bill, which talked about second reading of Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority Bill 2023. If you ask me, right, Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues, the State Assembly, as presently constituted, has put laws or bills that has been assented to by the state government or by the executive governor of the state. I'm seeing this as a duplication of service or purpose. For example, the leader has rightly said that this house did pass a law on grazing, open grazing. I think what we need more is enlightenment campaign, so to say. Because these laws are there in our law books across various local government. So I really want to know, is this another agency or what are we talking about here? We're talking of road maintenance traffic agency, that's OITMA. Their statutory responsibility is to do the needful in controlling traffic and arresting people who are contravening the laws on traffic in the state. So why do we need this bill again? So these are the questions that will be asked when this bill is committed to the appropriate committee. For me, it's a no-win and no situation on this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Can someone shed light to the Deputy Speaker's worries? Chief.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Benga Oyekola. I represent Atiba State constituency. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, I don't want to see the bill as a duplication. My worry was like that of the Deputy Speaker when I was reading through the bill. But later I found out that we have a lot of laws in Oyo State that nobody has ever noticed, has implemented. Like we have a law that forbids people to smoke in the public. Nobody knows there is that law in Oyo State. And this Honorable House has passed that law that nobody should should smoke in the public. We have a law against open defecation. We have all those laws. Now, this body now are to see to the enforcement of those laws. So that is why it is not a duplication. It is not a duplication, but to have a body. If you read the title of the bill, a bill for a law to provide for the establishment of Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority for the enforcement of traffic, environmental and sanitation standard and other matters connected. Other matter refers to other bill that has been passed that nobody seems to care whether there is that law or not. If you approach anybody, maybe in a joint, that you know is an offense for you to smoke in the public, he will say, which law says that? So these and other things are the responsibility of this body now to see to enforcement and implementation of those laws that are not being noticed. My colleagues in this chamber have been coming to me, said, can we have a codified laws of Oyo State that will educate us on how many laws and which laws cover which areas? It is a pity that we don't have a lot of them. They are to be codified and be given to members of this assembly. So this body now, I think their primary function, when we are talking of environmental law, do you know that we have a law that forbids noise pollution? You can just be in any market and you see some people hang a microphone or speaker on their phone and say this one is good for jedi-jedi, ó lè pa kòkòrò, ó lè pa yẹn, ó sì tún lè ṣiṣẹ́ fún jedi-jedi náà. People moving around your compound, moving around your environment, shouting in the name of advertising their goods. And we have law in Oyo State that forbids it. People come from Osun State to come and advertise in Oyo here. You see people at Ojo there shouting. So with this body now, the bill now shadowed the responsibility of ensuring that laws are being enforced. You will meet people driving against traffic, all in the name that they don't want to travel far on our express. So, Mr. Speaker, I think the law is in order. What I would just suggest or advise or move is for the committee that will consider this bill to even invite the drafter of the bill to shed more light to them and to give them more education. So the bill is in line, Mr. Speaker.
That's fine. Honorable Diola.
Right Honorable Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Honorable Dele Adiola, and I represent the Saint Eswaju State Constituency. In order not to waste much of our time, I want to appreciate the contribution of Honorable Yekola. Mr. Speaker, this bill is overdue. Aside the fact that it will help us to sanitize some improper activity that is happening in our society. Yeah, you see the capability, the personnel that are working, Osroma, Otma, sanitation agency and the rest. We see that we don't have enough personnel to carry out the expected activities in that agency. Now, this one is specifically a task force. A task force that will oversee the activities of those people who are violating laws of Oyo State. And in this bill, there is no duplication of effort. They revert to it that they will base their activities on the existing laws of those agencies, like sanitation, OTMA, and the rest. They will base the activities on the existing law that we have made in this Allo chamber. Yeah, aside that, Mr. Speaker, I still want to I want to go to some clauses to make some observations. Like
before you do that, this bill, are they to work with other agencies in enforcing the law, or are they to enforce the law?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, if you have this agency now, they will recruit their own personnel. If they recruit their own personnel, they will assist other agencies in carrying out some of it. Like, let's start an example of...
But that will be duplication. But if you're talking about more hands, then that's fine. But my initial thinking for this bill was that...
Mr. Speaker, for example, sanitation now, environmental sanitation. On the day of environmental sanitation, those people will go out. They want to monitor, have you come out to clean environment? Have you done this? Have you done that? That's their assignment. Now, their own assignment will be those people who reviews. Those people who reviews. Their honor is not to mobilize people to carry out that activities. It's those people who refuse to carry out the activity that they will be particular after. And even if you go to the issue of the transportation, now these people, if they stand anywhere, they will just be like an officer in that section, in the same ministry. Okay, we have employed you, just stay, anybody that is not observing road traffic, now you capture that such a person, you arrest. Then they cannot arrest such person and refer it to OTMA for necessary punishment. Not is that they are the one that will carry out the punishment. They will arrest and they will give it to OTMA. OTMA will now go to their law and check what is the punishment that is expected for this person. And that they just want to assist all the ministries in order to join them, in order to join their hands to carry out their activities.
Okay.
Thank you.
We are going to go to your clause.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Clause 5. Mr. Speaker, clause 5 of clause 2. I think the word the chairperson should be changed to the chairman. A chairman, either a woman or a man, is still the same as chairman. Then I think if you are forming this kind of law, there should be, in composition of the board, there should be a representation or a representative of police in this law that will represent them there. And if you go to clause 14, now they said power to review laws. Nobody has power to review laws. No ministry, no agency has power to review laws. They can only have power to recommend or for review of laws. And it's only House of Assembly that is had the responsibility of reviewing laws. No agency, no ministry has power to do that. They can only make observation or recommend for the House of Assembly to review the laws. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Or recommend to the executive to bring to... Let's say from Honorable Oloa for coming.
represent Ibadan Southwest Constituency 2. Let me comment what other colleagues have also submit on the bill. I want to call your attention, sir, to the fact that the argument you were having with Honorable Adiola concerning that are they working with other agency or they are working alone. I wouldn't know if you are aware that Ultima, they do arrest, charge, and they collect bill. I've been doing for so many years. They will arrest you that you park somewhere. They will take you to their office. They will issue for you a receipt to go and pay your fine. And they have been keeping at least some road ethnics in that way. But my concern why I rise, sir, is that in this bill, I couldn't see how they will come over with their fine and charges. The same problem that happened with the Otman, they will arrest you for parking by roadside. I will take you to one office and go and bill you 40,000. A taxi driver who has never saved even 10,000 for a whole 1 year. You will see them, they will begin to cry by one side. They will be crying. Where will they get 40,000? I think the house, we represent these people. We should also set for them the bill. What will be the charges they will lay on anybody that commits offense? Because I wonder when they'll just come here for my questions and say, help us, honorable, cannot be 40,000. Kilogun, machine, longun, elogoni, machine, longun. So we should not just leave them to just be charging bill anyhow. That area, we should also come in that side to protect our people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Someone wanted to make a comment. Okay, Honorable, then we have
Mr. Speaker,
okay.
I only want to react to what Honorable Fokame is trying to argue for. Mr. Speaker, sir, laws are not made for people to break. As much as possible, will you give a stiff penalty for people so as not to break the law? So if you are now considering an Okada rider, because an Okada rider, he has to ride against traffic, killing another person, all in the name that he will pay 40,000. You want to plead for him. If he has killed somebody, how will you quantify the life of that person? Laws are not made for people to break. If you know the penalty, you won't move close to it. That you want to consider them because they don't have job, no, that is not the issue.
And if you move close to it, you should be ready to pay for the consequences.
Yes, sir. If you go against the law, be ready to face the consequences. Mr. Speaker, before I sit down, I think where this bill is trying to, to draft is clause 15. The intention of this bill is clause 15. All other things they are
What
trying.
does it say?
The clause 15 says mobile court and tribunal. If you commit a crime by 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., you will be tried immediately there. That is what is in operation in Lagos. They want to bring the idea of Lagos down here. The fear of a that they don't spell out the penalty, they want to try you immediately you are arrested.
According to whatever existing law.
Yes, sir. That is, you see, the existing laws are there. Nobody to enforce the existing law. And people are breaking those laws because there is nobody to enforce it. The state government is now thinking on how to have these laws enforced. The mobile court will be moving with these people. 1,001 people are driving against even the traffic light in Oyo State. Go to where they put this traffic light. You will see Okada people, tricycle people, they will not stop for that red light. They believe the red light is only for the motor. So when you break those laws, somebody is there to park you and try you immediately. There's no need you are going home to tell your father, no, you will be tried immediately.
The Deputy Speaker, because I saw in the section 12, the clause 12 of the law, where it states that the relevant laws that they will be tried against. right, for the offenses and penalties. It states the Oyo State Environmental Protection Agency laws passed in this House. It spoke about the environmental sanitation and waste control regulations. Yes, it spoke about the road traffic law. It spoke about the Oyo State Open Road and Grazing Regulation law. It also spoke about the Oyo State Road Traffic Management Authority law. It shall be enforced by the authority in collaboration with the relevant ministry, department, and agencies or any other apparatus of. So therefore, what that implies is that they are going to work hand in hand with all these other agencies to penalize people that break the laws within these boundaries that are stated.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for that clarification. But I will still maintain my position, and that is to say that if we allow this bill to fly, what that simply means is that we have made a nuisance of all the bills that has been passed by the State Assembly. We have all agreed here, in all our submission, Right Honorable Speaker, that there are existing laws that are passed by this House. So what the executive can do is either to come through is to have an executive order to make those laws work. This is what we've been asking for, Right Honorable Speaker. You don't need a bill.
Okay, how do you try them? How do you try offenders on the spot?
They can create a mobile court. The House does not need to create a mobile court for them. I'm very sure if we go into that laws that has been passed by this House, all these things are embedded there, Right Honorable Speaker. So mobile you don't courts, need a special law. I don't think
mobile court is embedded in those other laws.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Olabi.
The Right Honorable Speaker, members of this distinguished House, my name is Honorable Olushola Adewale Olabi, representing about the Northeast Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker, if we are talking about enforcement, OITMA with an existing law is equally doing enforcement. If we are talking about waste management control in Oyo State, environmental laws, we have a task force on the environment that is enforcing environmental laws already. If you are telling me that these laws are not guiding our people, I think what we need is more hands, not new laws. This House, in few years back, has reviewed some laws. If you're telling me they want to enforce, OITMA has people that are enforcing their laws. We have environmental health officers that are enforcing environmental laws. And all these bills was reviewed by this House not many years ago, 2-3 last year. If you're telling me you want a tribunal, most of our laws has a working tribunal. It may not be 24 hours. When we made the laws on environment, what was there was a 24 hours tribunal. Now they are not operating for 24 hours. But I just need the executive to go ahead and implement those laws fully. If they need more hands, they could employ more officers, not making other laws. We should not make laws that will be contravening or contradicting what we have made earlier. If we are talking about enforcement, there are many other ways to go about it. We have laws already. We have enough laws as related to 4 topics mentioned by this drafted bill. Thank you very much.
I think after SAFERS we can...
Honorable Speaker, permit me to say we need the drafters of this bill to come and explain to the committee of the House, a committee that is inaugurated by the House, their emotion, their intentions of drafting this bill. Thank you very much.
Let's hear from Honorable SAFERS. No, just talk. Just.
One aspect. The other aspect is about the independence of the agencies that we have in the state. The agencies we have, they should have that independence to make decisions. And I believe that part of every law, we have the enforcement aspect as part of almost every law, which I think we should work towards energizing. So if we are not, we should be careful. So I will not get to a point where one agency of government will write the House of Assembly, or will write the House of Assembly Commission and tell the House of Assembly Service Commission that you cannot do this because you have not involved us. Because if they will need this kind of agency to make decisions or to implement policies regarding punishment or enforcement, yeah, I think it will affect the independence of our agencies. I think the drafters of the bill will have to do a lot of clearance, explanation, so that we can have a better understanding and see areas where we can adjust and meet. But I've seen some things that are very, very important in the bill, sir. When I check through the functions of the bill, that's in the section just a minute, 7. So issues about orientation, proper orientation is very good. Issues about encouraging people to do things the right way, to be positive oriented. Those are things that, I believe that we make positive changes. But in the aspect of enforcement, I think we need to be a bit careful. Thank you very much, sir.
We can either seek for clarification on the committee level, or we can postpone the argument. We can either postpone the argument, or let us commit it to a joint committee between special duties and judiciary. Let them go and find out what the real spirit of this law is. And if it passes, if we can scale through a joint committee of special duties and judiciary and come back to the, then, after seeking clarification, they can bring their reports first to the caucus room before we move forward. No, that's the Mokocha. That's Maradona. That one is Maradona. Okay, the majority leader moved the motion to the relevant committee.
And in this is Committee on Special Duty and Committee on Judiciary.
Okay, is there any seconder to that motion, apart from DS? Honorable Diola? Okay. A motion has been moved, and it has been duly seconded, that the Oyo State's rule, the Oyo State Rule of Law Enforcement Authority Bill 2023 be read for the second time and be committed to the Committee on Special Duties, a joint committee of special duties and judiciary for further deliberation. Okay, we put judiciary first. Okay, we will commit it to the House Committee on Judiciary, a joint committee of judiciary first, and special duties for further deliberation and consideration. Madam Clerk. Okay, those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Mr. Speaker, sir, a bill for a law to provide for the establishment of the Oyo State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development and other matters connected therewith is being read the second time. Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm sorry.
Is that it? Okay.